YouTube. Is it recording? Hold on. Okay, it is. Alright. Alright, I'm going to show you guys how to make the best speech if you are a maid of honor or a sister or the best man and you're making a speech for a wedding. Nothing is better than a rap. You know, you do your speech or you start and everybody's like, oh, you know, nothing's cooler than a rap. Nothing's gonna top it unless you do like some really cool like dance or something. I don't know, interpretive dance. So here's how I did it. Only thing I wish I could have changed is if I had background music to it. So I practice a lot with no background music. I didn't practice with background music at all. But when I told the DJ that my speech was a rap, he said, well, do you want background music? And I said, maybe. So I like put the earphones on and I tried to do it to, he put the beat of the Will Smith song on, the, you know, the Fresh Prince song. And it would have been probably perfect, but I didn't practice to it. And you know, when you're at a wedding and you're like drinking and, you know, you're outside and smoking the devil's lettuce, you know, things aren't, you're not like as sharp as you were. So maybe if I would have done that, then it would have been all right to flow with it, but that didn't happen. So I chose to do it with I went a cappella. So this is how I did it. I just like kind of broke it down. Background of the bride or groom, just like things about them, hair color, eye color. I did date of birth, I did time of birth, mom and dad, and then I went into how we met, which is our history. So we are not half sisters, we're stepsisters, but we've been sisters for like ever to us. So I wrote down the history, where we met, things we did, things that were like special to us, like we were really best friends. And then she blossomed into this beautiful woman and we kind of like drifted apart. In high school, you know, I partied and she was super smart and she studied and she was just a really good kid. So we drifted apart then. So I put that in there. I like, you know, drew out like our whole thing. And then I go into the groom. I don't really know much about him except for he works out because he's really buff and he likes superheroes. That's like it. And then he likes my sister. So that's literally what I said. You just jot down like the notes, little things, and then start flowing them together, and it just brings it together. And it's like everything that's like, you know, I guess from your heart, or it's just like true facts. And then how they met was Tinder. I wrote some good wishes for them, like just things that I felt were important for a marriage. Something that our family does, which is like an initiation into the family, which is a tabletop. So like, you know, boyfriends or girlfriends. When we get new boyfriends or girlfriends, I don't know if this can see me down here. No, I guess girlfriends really, because my brother never really had girlfriends. But boyfriends, we always went to Ocean City during the summer and we would tabletop them. So like, you know, the guy standing here or whatever, and volleyball's the best time to do it. And then somebody comes and gets down on all fours right here and you like walk up and you're like, oh, hey, and you push them over and they fall over. That's the tabletop. So that's like the initiation to the family. So I put that in there, and then like, you know, everybody feels protective over their sisters, like don't mess with my sister, don't break her heart. And for that I put blanket party, which is, you know, if you're in like the military, or we learned this from my dad from the military, that when like people mess up and like cause the whole team to like have to run or whatever, you give them a blanket party to make them like straighten up. So you like throw a sheet over the person and people hold it out on each end, and you fill like a sock with bars of soap and you beat the crap out of them. So that's what I told him, you know, that's what I'm gonna do. That's what I like kind of always said, like, you're gonna get a blanket party. So then I flew it all together. I flew it, made it flow. One big thing was like the intro. When you hear like a rap song, I don't know, you just like the beginning of a rap song, you want everybody to like get hype and like know you're rapping. So what came to my mind was, listen up y'all, I'm about to tell you. That's how I feel like, you know, when somebody comes up and like does a song or a rap, whatever, that's like a good intro. So you gotta come up with something like that. Mine was, listen up y'all, I'm about to tell you about the life of this pretty little bride named Arynn, which is my sister's name. And then I go right into all of our background, her date of birth. Arynn has long toes, so that's like something I put in there. Where we met, our history, how she blossomed into this woman, how we drifted apart, things that were meaningful to us, her groom, how they met, the good wishes, everything. So I like, every day I would just like put little pieces together. So I wrote a lot of stuff down and then went off of that. And I would just write, and like things that didn't flow together, I would like tweak it to change it a little bit. So here's like what I came up with. Here's my whole thing all together. I'm gonna perform it for you. When I did it in the wedding, the only thing that I really didn't like was my voice. I feel like a lot of people don't like their voice when they hear it on camera. So background music probably would have helped. And I also suggest to like wear sunglasses or you're like a hat sideways or something to like bring out your inner thug, and so you're just like also not standing in front of all these people. And also like just a tip, it depends on like what kind of crowd it is, if you want to cuss or if you want to like bleep out the cuss words, or I do say a cuss word because like I talk about one thing Arynn did to me. You know, all sisters and brothers do stuff to each other, but that's when I do say a cuss word. But like the other ones I like, you know, leave it blank. And whenever I did that, everybody laughed, so it like threw me off. Like I had to stop and then kind of wait for them to finish laughing and then keep going. So I suggest like a background song so you can just like, you know, flow through. You don't have to like stop, because it did mess me up at a point. But here's like the final product. Listen up, y'all, I'm about to tell you about the life of this pretty little bride named Arynn. Born December 4th, 1992. The Timmy and Lisa, that first angel. Blonde hair, blue eyes, with toes that touched the sky. Weighing 5.4, she was adorable. Next came two more beautiful girls, Lauren and Allison, into her world. Few years later, I came into the mix at the Raiders Sphere. That's where I met this. Me and Arynn had sleepovers, sports and shit, with toilet paper and sodas to sip. We made dances, played softball, cheered, and man, this girl right here was my very best friend. Then we were sisters, shared a room and shit. You were smart, I couldn't spell, and you helped me with it. You were kind and funny, but one thing you did, this bitch put Carbo Fresh in my bed. As we got older, we drifted apart. You hit the books and I partied just a little too hard. You had goals, graduated, became a nurse. Had a man, got some dogs, just got married at Kurt's. Now hold up, and let me switch the verse. To the left. Dustin, aren't you glad you didn't swipe to the left? Yeah, Tinder is where these two lovebirds met. Get it? To the left. Now Dustin don't know too much, but this I do. You like superheroes? You kinda buff too. My sister seems to be the other thing that you like. Shit, you just made it your wife. Welcome to the family, Mazel Tov. It ain't official till you get that tabletop. Oh, man. See, this is why you gotta practice. Till you get that tabletop. Now my sister is the best of that, it's what she'll get, along with honesty, loyalty, and respect. Just be kind to each other, live deep and strong. Nothing in this world is gonna break your bond. Now here's the last thing that I have to say. You break a heart, you got a blanket party coming your way. Raise your glasses, y'all. Let's say cheers to Dustin and Arynn. Here's to many years. I would hold a drink in your hand because like I just always hold my hand up like this and don't really know what to do with it. So that is it. That's the best speech you're gonna do for your sister, your brother, your friends. So I hope you like it. Like and share. Love you, Air. You better watch it. And Dustin.